Here we go. Okay. So, morning, everybody. We're continuing with our discussion of Shacharit for the second day of Rosh Hashanah. And we are in Chazarat Hashatz, repetition of the Amidah in Shacharit. To be more specific, we're going to a piyut. It's called Vayhi Bishurun Melech.
Fonts on the right, but it's really for the
What?
version before. Right. Look.
Okay.
To the one before. That's how we respond, yeah. Right. That makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot more sense.
Okay. So we are on page 364. And a lot of different practices, whether to do it in the first day, in the second day, in Shacharit, Musaf, there are different customs. Okay, so this piyut and the piyut after that, which is Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Imloch Leolam Vaed, they are the parallel piyutim for the piyutim of a kalir that we had in the first day. So this one is kind of parallel to Eldar Bamarom. We discussed that on for the first day. But this one is a little bit more complex. So in terms of the structure, so it has like each stanza is divided to six phrases, okay, 6 slaot we call them. You know, by the kalir it was 3. Here it's 6. And the kalir, if you remember, he had each one of them starts in the same letter. Here it's
Every other one. Other one.
What?
Other one.
Right, exactly. So it's exactly. No, it is. It's absolutely we if you look actually at the end of the, you know, there's the full version of it somewhere here, but vast majority of places, and there's been the practice for a long time, that we don't do the whole thing. Okay. So this is Rabbi Shimon Bar Yitzchak wrote that. And let's jump right into what we have there. Amitzam Nuse, or Amitzam Nusa, come from Ram Benisa, where we see Ram Benisa Gadol V'Noah, Mashpil Geim, right, in the blessing of redemption that we have every day after the Shema. Lechol Rosh Mitnaseh. So this is also something that we're familiar. Where do we see that? Echad Hashem. Mamlacha. Ve'amitnaseh lechol Rosh. Thank you. Right? So that's a pasuk from Chronicles. Fine. Omer ve'oseh. What do we see? Omer ve'oseh. We say it every day. Baruch Shamar. In Baruch Shamar. Okay? Baruch Omer ve'oseh. Ma'oz u'machaseh. That's a pasuk from Yeshayahu. כי היית מעוז לדל, מעוז לאביון בצר לו, מחסה מזרם צל מחול. Okay. Fine. Nisa ונושא. Again, Ram ונisa, we discussed that. מושיב מלכים לכיסא. Right. God is the one who appoints kings. And it's based on a pasuk from the book of Iyov. Job lo יקרא מצדיק עיניו ואת מלכים לכיסא. Okay, so what are we saying there? Yes.
So, Moshe, is like return.
No, it's from the
Just like the
לשבת. לשבת, to sit. Okay? The shorish is yashav. Yeah. That's yashav. Actually, lehashiv, the shorish is actually two letters. It's shav. It's a different shorish. Okay, so the exalted, vigorous one, the sovereign over every leader, who speaks and does stronghold and refuge, uplifted and uplifting. Interesting. Okay, who sits kings on the throne, forever shall he reign. So probably the practice was that everybody sing La Dei Adimloch. Okay, the chazan or choir or whatever do the whole thing. And now our practice has become to create also
response.
no, to go to right into the next one. So La Dei Adimloch, Melech Elyon.
But it sounds like it's the end.
But it's not. I mean, it's fine. You can do that, Melech Elyon. That who is who is going to reign? La'adei Adimloch. Who is that? The Melech Elyon. That's fine. This time it doesn't change the meaning of the verse. However, I think there's a reason why he wrote it this way. La'adei Adimloch. Who is that? It's a response to the beginning. Melech Elyon, he starts with that. Okay, so Vayi Bishul Melech, that's the opening, and then Melech Elyon, colon, ta-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, Melech Elyon, La'adei Adimloch. So therefore, when I say La'adei Adimloch, he will reign forever, that relates to the Melech Elyon that we have in the beginning. And the same goes for the rest of them, right? When we say La'adei Adimloch, is to all of them. Okay. Not much of a okay, so what do we there's a nice note here. Who wants to read that note? Nisa v'noseh, uplifted and uplifting. Yes.
No. Oh, that's.
Yes. The Rav suggested that these terms can also have a different connotation. As explained above, in everyday language, we often refer to a person or an item as a subject, a noseh. Oh, very, very nice. Or as an object which is nisa, acted upon or influenced.
Is that the Nisayon?
No. So in grammar, you have noseh.
It's the subject.
Correct. Noseh. You have. It's actually not nisa. It's nasu. We call it, but that's okay. Noseh, nisa, noseh, nus. Wow, I forgot about that already. Musa. Noseh, Musa, and Nisa, I guess. I forgot all that. That's all. Guys, that was in high school. That was a long time ago. What? It's grammar, but it's like you deal with that only when you need to learn for a matriculation exam and then you forget everything.
Or Rashi, when he brings in the Nachum, I don't remember who like always comes up with what it means according to the grammar.
Yes, the Ibn Ezra. Ibn Ezra does that all the time.
Wow.
Okay. Fine. Next, גיבור בגבורות, קורא הדורות, גולה נסתרות, אמרותיו טהורות, יודע ספרות לתוצאות מזרות. Yeah, well, they all rhyme. גיבור בגבורות. Okay, what is גיבור בגבורות? Where this is coming from? האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא. Exactly. And the word, and the name of that bracha is גבורות. אתה גיבור לעולם השם, that's גבורות. Okay. Fine. גולה... Correct. קורא הדורות is a pasuk from Yeshayahu. It's a very famous pasuk. This is מי פעל ועשה קורא הדורות מראש. Okay? גולה נסתרות. That's a pasuk from Daniel. The pasuk in Daniel is in Aramaic. It says, הוא גלה עמיקתא ומסרטטה, ידע מה וחשוכה ונהורה עימי שרי. Okay? That means he discovers the nistarot, the hidden. Okay, so Daniel has the hiddens that are in the depths. Amikata umistatrata. Mistater, hidden, right? It's nistarot, it's the same thing, but Daniel, they're talking like deep, like amikata, amok, deep. Okay. אמרותיו טהורות. So that's a pasuk from Tehillim. אמרות השם אמרות טהורות, כסף צרור בעליל, מזוקק שבעתיים. יודע ספורות. It's also pasuk from Tehillim. כי לא ידעתי ספורות. פי יספר צדקתך. Okay, so that means that's the code that God does with us, with people. And then לתוצאות מזרות. That's a pasuk from Yov. God asked Yov, התוציא מזרות בעיתו ואש על בניה תנחם. That means that God is telling Yov, look at the world, look at creation. Do you think that the human being can understand what's going on here? Not really.
Shouldn't it be mazalot?
What?
Shouldn't it be mazalot?
No. Mazarot.
Installation.
Yeah. That's the pasuk. Okay. המפואר בפי חול. Where do we see that? ומפואר בלשון חסידה ועבודה. So that's in ברוך שאמר. Right? המפואר בפי כל. והוא כל יכול. Who said about God that he was כל יכול? That's Yov. המרחם את הכל. That's a pasuk that we all familiar with from the Ashrei. ורחמיו על כל מעשיו. המרחם את הכל. ונותן מחיה לכל. Also from Ashrei. עיני חול אליך יסברו, ואתה נותן להם את אוכלם בעיתו. נותן מחיה לכל. The verse in Birkat Hamazon is also based on Ashrei.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then ונעלם מעין כל. ונעלם מעין כל. Remember the story of the burning bush? Okay, but that's not where we're going. ונעלם מעין כל. ונעלם מעין כל, that means God is hidden from everybody. כי לא יראני האדם וחי, God says. No, actually, not in the burning bush, much later. Sorry. But God says, כי לא יראני האדם וחי. הריני נא את כבודך. Correct. By the way, it's also who else is not able to see God? It's also the angels. It's not only us. Because remember what the angels are saying? When we say כבודו מלא עולם, משרתיו שואלים זה לזה, איה מקום כבודו? Where is he? They can't even see him. Okay. ועיניו משוטטות בכל. So that's a pasuk from Chronicles. עיניו משוטטות בכל הארץ. So that means that God sees everything that is happening. In contrast, we cannot see him. He sees everything, but we don't see him. Okay, זוכר נשכחות is the ending of תפילת it's the חתימה, it's the ending of the ברכה of זיכרונות in מוסף of ראש השנה, כי זוכר כל הנשכחות אתה הוא מעולם, ואין שכחה לפני חסד עבדיך, ברוך אתה השם, זוכר הברית. Yeah? Take my word for it. I've said it a couple of times. It sounds familiar. Yeah. גולה נסתרות? אתה in the וידוי? גולה עמוקות. Yeah. אתה זוכר מעשה עולם ופוקד כל יצורי קדם, לפניך נגלו כל תעלומות והמון נסתרות שמבראשית. Very good, good catch. חוקר תוחות. Okay, so this is also a pasuk from Yov that says, Mishat batuchot chokhmah. Yeah. Yeah, it's something that is hidden. It's something that is hidden. So that means that God investigate or able to see the things that are hidden. Okay? So he's able to investigate that because what? Enough pikuchot. His eyes are open. So even if things are hidden, his eyes are open and he is able to see that. Where this is coming from? It's a pasuk from Yirmiyahu, and unfortunately we say it in a very specific time. We say that pasuk in tziduk adin, during time of funeral. אשר עיניך פקוחות על כל דרכי בני אדם, לתת לאיש כדרכיו וכפרי מעלליו. So we say, the pasuk starts, גדול העצה ורב העליליה. אשר עיניך פקוחות על כל דרכי בני אדם. Okay, מגיד שיחות. Okay, that's based on a pasuk from the book of Amos. ומגיד לאדם מה שיחו. So it's the idea is, according to the Talmud, there's this description over there that after 120, there's like kind of, they bring the records, okay? And every conversation that we had is recorded. So God, Magid Sechot, he shows you all the conversations that you had. Sicha, right? Okay.
There's no privacy, but.
No privacy. The big brother, the big father is listening to everything. Everything is recorded. Elohei Aruchot. Okay? So Moshe Rabbeinu already used that term. Elohei Aruchot lechol basar. Imrotav nechochot. That's a pasuk from Mishlei. Exactly. Imrotav, he's saying, are nechochot nachon. Exactly. Kulam nechochim lamevin visharim lemotzei da'at. Yep. Okay. Tahor bizvulav. What is the zvul? What is the zvul? Zvul is a Kinui, it's a name for Beit HaMikdash.
Oh, is that where?
Zvul Beit Tifartecha. What are we saying in the Zmirot of Shabbat? Zvul Beit Tifartecha. No. Because for the name Zvulun, Leah says specifically, what does she say? Ki ata yizbeleni ishi, ki yaladeti lo shisha banim. Ata yizbeleni ishi, ki yaladeti lo shisha banim. So it's basically like, sometimes the letters Zayin and Samech, they interchange. So it's ata yizbeleni ishi. It's the same idea. But so this is an interesting play on words. Zvul is Beit HaMikdash. Why? Because it's the best place. This is where the origin, the nucleus of this idea. This is exactly what I was going with that. What is Zevel? Garbage. Okay. Okay. So that's modern Hebrew. But why, which is interesting, why we use the word Zevel? Because what do we do with the Zevel? Okay, we throw it out. But in the old days, even today, in agricultural society, what do you do with the Zevel? Okay, not compost, you cycle. And what do? You use it as fertilizer. Right. So what do you do? So what happened to the ground when you put the Zevel in the ground? It helps it. It makes it better. Nourishes it, make it better. So Zvul is a good place. It's a place that was nourished. It's a place that was okay. It's a place that yes, the Zevel was used, but the outcome of using the Zevel is that it's a good place. It's a place that is fertile. Therefore, Beit HaMikdash is also considered to be a Zvul. It's a phenomenon. So there's this phenomena in Hebrew, not so much in English, that you use the same words for like opposite things, right? And when I gave years ago, I gave a series about that. We had a whole series about roots and words and shorashim that are related, but the opposite or somehow connected, and what's the connection between them? It's a fun thing, kind of. I mean, if somebody would tell you that Zevel and Beit HaMikdash are connected, you would say like you're crazy. But now you understand how.
I'm sure that's what the enemies of the Jews on the Temple Mount have to say about the garbage that they have all over the place.
Okay. Od hum be'er elav. Okay, so the Elim are also all sorts of exactly angels, right? We have Elim, we have Srafim, we have Chayot, we have Ofanim. What? Exactly. Od hu be'er elav, fine. And Ariel comes from Ariel. Ariel is an angel, right? Okay. Which is, by the way, probably connected. Ariel is also connected to Aryeh, a lion, because we know that, remember the different types of angels as Yechezkel described them. There's an eagle, right? There's an eagle, there's a lion, there's an 6, right? There's a bull. I don't remember. Okay. So it's probably connected to the lion somehow. Okay. En aroch elav. What do we say it? We say it like in the Yotzer for Shabbat. Every Shabbat in the Yotzer. En אין ארוך לך ואין זולתך, אפס בלתך ומידו מלך. You're there in Shul by then. Yeah. It's not too early. Right? En aroch lecha. So, the what?
We just don't understand what we're saying, so it doesn't click.
Oh, en aroch. What's aroch? Aroch is from the word erech. Erech. Okay? No, but erech is what?
There's value.
Value. Thank you. En aroch lecha. There's nothing, no one has a value like you. No one compares to you. How's that song? Nothing compares to you? It's from the 90s. Okay. Okay. You're supposed to be proud of me that I know something about pop culture. Because I really don't.
Or that would be more impressed that you know as much as you do.
No, but pop culture? American like pop, like,
Or bad.
you definitely know more than me, that for sure. Okay, לפעול כמפעליו. לפעול כמפעליו. Okay, that's again, it's לכו חזו מפעלות השם, which is a pasuk in Tehillim, but what is מפעלות? מפעלות come from the word מפעל. Okay, מפעל. פועל ידיו תרצה, מחץ מותניים, פועל, what's להפעיל? פעל. To work, to do. פועל is a worker, correct. Okay, so לפעול כמפעליו. That means what? Exactly. No one can do what he has done and continue to do. His enterprises. That's the most accurate. כל שם גבוליו כהמון ים לגליו. Right? So it's as if the sea is kind of like debating or arguing,
To go to the
right? It's like this is like, and God says, no. This is the border. This is it. I decided that this is water, this is you, this is the sand. Exactly. Okay, and by the way, it's based on a pasuk in Yirmiyahu, asher samti chol gvul layam. God says, I put the sand as a gvul, as a border for the sea. Okay, kones mei hayam. That's a
It's a conference.
Okay, kinus is a conference, exactly. But kones is to gather. Kones mei hayam. Okay, that's pasuk in Tehillim. Kones kaned mei hayam. But so Beit Knesset. Kones, right? Gathering. Thank you. So kones kaned mei hayam. What is so we gather? God's gathering. Kones. What is the ned? ניצבו כמו נד נוזלים, כפו תאומות בלב ים, שירת הים. So what is a ned? Is water.
Yeah.
So is this basically related very much to the pasuk just before? Where Hashem puts the border, like I said,
Okay,
water-
I can see that.
Another water symbol.
Yes.
It's like saying the same thing using different words.
So God is able to gather the water of the sea into a container. Kind of a container.
Well, but where is that for? He says the mountains, here he's making them rough and turbulent.
Well, no, also like gathering them, so that, even though they're turbulent, he's gathering them.
He's able to do, right. He can play with that as much as he wants. Right. Okay. Then Roga Galei Yam. Roga Ayam Vayemu Galav, that's a pasuk from Yeshayahu. Roga Galei Yam. the waves of the sea, roga, peaceful, so he can,
Calm down.
exactly, if you have a turbulent or whatever you have, exactly. So'er she'on dachyam, that's the flip side. That's the flip side. That means God can create mighty waves. Yeah, and this is where it comes from. That's also in Tehillim, Yisu Ne'arot Dochyam. We say it in Tehillim 93. Okay. Melo ha'olam dayam. Melo ha'olam dayam. What does it mean? It means that the whole world, meaning, no, opposite. There's enough water to cover the whole world. Okay, so what this is reference to? Think like really back. Okay, fine, but go even before that. How the world was created. Exactly. The beginning there was water. So what did God do? He separated. What does it mean? He gathered them and say, you're gonna be here, and I'm gonna put sand here, that's gonna be the beach, and you can't go there, okay? And you stay here, even though you're big enough to cover the entire surface. You're gonna stay here. That's the reference. Okay?
Except for the Mabul.
Except for the Mabul. Okay. Mashbicham ba'ayam. That's again, it's calm there. Calm them. Yeah, suppress it, calm them. Okay? So that means God has the ability to. Okay. V'shavim achor be'ayam. So that's after the tide, God is able to put it back. Yeah, put it back. Ve'ayam. Ve'ayam, where are they? Right? I saw the wave. What happened to them? Where did it go? Disappeared. Okay. Moshel bigvora. Moshel bigvorato olam. That's a pasuk Tehillim. Okay, God controls with. He rules with greatness.
Sarah is a storm.
Now, darko sufa se'ara, right? His way is tempestuous and stormy. Okay.
Yeah, but in the one before, we said he can calm them. Now he's.
When God punishes.
He rules with his way of punishment.
His way of punishment is through a storm. Ote ora, the ote or kasalma, that's a pasuk from Tehillim, very famous pasuk. Ote ora, that means God wrapped in light, good. Laila kayom leha'ira. Laila kayom leha'ira.
But there's so much light that it could even eliminate that.
Correct. And where do we see a reference to that, for example? Even in the desert, God decides to have the pillar and sometimes you have light and whatever, all that kind of stuff. Okay. Fire. Okay. Arafel lo sitra. Right? The cloud. Teter. Hidden. Right? Fine. Arafel lo sitra. So in the clouds, he is hidden. Ve'imeh shre nehora. That's a pasuk from Daniel. Ve'imeh shre nehora. That means what? Nehora is light. Shre, with, stays with. Ve'imeh, and with him. Light dwells with him. Yeah, pretty accurate. Okay, Sitro Avim. Sitro Avim. Okay, fine. It's the same idea. You gotta understand, he needs to go through the entire alphabet, so. Okay? סביביו להבים. Okay.
But a beam or like in another type of angel?
Um,
Like flames?
it's lehava or lahav is also a blade. Could be either way. Okay? רכובו כרובים, okay, this we're already familiar with. וירכב על כרוב היעוף or whatever. It's like we know that word כרובים, cherubs, it's a type of angels. It's a chariot. It's lirkov is to ride on something. Rechev is a vehicle. Probably the word kruvim comes from the same shoresh. The chariot, like, the cherubs. The cherubs are probably connected to chariots because it's a form of a vehicle, something that you ride on. Probably.
Airplane.
Beam and Refa are connected.
Yeah, they're angels, how could they be riding?
It's a kruv.
It seems like the same letters, I get that, and then in Hebrew.
I don't know.
Mishmash.
How? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. Okay. משרתיו שביבים. Okay, משרתיו שביבים. What is shviv? Sparks. Sparks. שביבים. Yeah. מזרות וכוכבים הילולו מרבים. מזרות is מזלות. That's right. וכוכבים and stars. הילולו מרבים. All of those, they are exactly הלל, like today. מרבים from the word הרבה. Much, a lot, many. Okay. פותח יד ומשביע. Exactly. Okay. צורר מים ומנביע. Right, this is the pasuk in Yod that says צורר מים בעביו, that God creates the water in the clouds. Okay, so it means that God is manbia. Lanbia is to kind of plant the rain. Seed the rain in the cloud. Thank you. That's the image. But what's interesting is, but the word manbia, though, the word manbia comes from the source of nava. If you were in Israel, you got like, water in a bottle. Most chances that is, what's the name of that company?
Oh, they took the.
Neviot. Neviot are water that come
Spring.
springs.
That's what they call wine.
Okay, so צורר מים ומנביע. So it's both God seeds the water in the clouds above, but it's also
Earth.
basically puts the water, both up and down. Okay. יבשת להטביע, לשליש ולרביע. יבשת להטביע. Yabeshet is land. Correct? Lehatbia. What is litboa? Who's to drown? So, okay, but it's also to water. It's also to water. So what does it mean? Yabeshet lehatbia. So God provides the water, the necessary water. We're talking about positive rain, not like a mabul, right? Yeah, exactly. May bracha, rain of blessing. So it will those water are in the Yabeshet, in the land, fine. Lishlish ve'lervia.
He puts as much as he wants. Anyway,
So it goes back into the story of creation, according to Midrashim and according to Pasuk in Iyov, that the land, I don't think that science, I don't know if science supports that. The land, dry land, is a third of the surface
Up here.
of the earth. 2/3 are water. That's pretty accurate. Okay. Yom leyom yabia. Right? That's a pasuk from Tehillim. We know. Yom leyom yabia omer, velayla lelayla yechavedat. So yom leyom yabia. Again, so we say yom leyom, a day will express what? Shivcho lehabia. The shevach, and that day is going to express. Okay? Good.
isn't that, when you take somebody's foot,
Litvoa.
that's
But
the same.
tough. This is tet.
Close.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes when you take people to court, they drown. But that's a little bit different. Yeah. Okay. Kadosh ונורא במופת ובמורא. Kadosh ונורא, מופת ומורא. So we're talking about what is the מופתים, מוראים גדולים. יציאת מצרים, exactly.
So, I see that I was.
באותות ובמופתים. Yeah. But when we say ובמוראים גדולים, it's reference to יציאת מצרים. ממדי ארץ קרה ואבן פינתה יקרה. Correct. Dimensions, Eretz Kara, the dimensions of the land, he called it, or yes, the Even Pinata Yara. Okay, so this is according to the Midrashim. Which Even is? Bingo. Even Ashtia. Even Ashtia. So according to the Midrash, that's the. It's not only that; it's way before that, where Hashem created the word from. Okay, that's what's the Talmud says. Okay, v'chol hanivra lichvodo bara. So there's a pasuk from Yeshayahu. כל הנקרא בשמי ולכבודי בראתיו, יצרתיו, אף עשיתיו. That means, וכל הנברא, everything that God created, לכבודו ברא. He did it for himself. So that means, don't think that God did that for you.
But you're supposed to think for me, but I don't know. No? In one pocket.
Yes. Yes. שומע לוויונים, זה פסוק מתהילים, שומע לוויונים, ומאזין חינונים, שמע תפילתי האזינה אל תחנוני. Okay, שומע לוויונים, who is the אביון? We. What is אביון? Poor. Okay, not financially, but poor in deeds. ומאזין חינונים, what's? Okay, because from תחנון, להתחנן, right? We say חנון ורחום, right? Okay, so God is מאזין. האזינה, תפילתי. האזינה and תחנוני, it depends. It's like the word ozen, it's the same thing. It's the same, right? Listen. אוקיי. מעריך רצונים ומקצר חרונים. כי רגע באפו חיים ברצונו, ילין בכי ולבוקר ינה. Right? That's תהילים 30. And we say it every day. In מזמור של חנוכת הבית לדוד. Those who say it. So מעריך רצונים. What is להעריך? What is ארוך? ארוך is longer. רצונים come from the word רצון, desire, okay? Will. So מעריך, prolong,
Our desire.
okay? ומקצר חרונים. Anger, right? So shorten. Okay. Okay. ראשון לראשונים ואחרון לאחרונים. Yeshayahu says, and we say it actually in זיכרונות, in Rosh Hashana, we say, אני ראשון ואני אחרון, ומבלעדיי אין אלוהים. Right, so ראשון לראשונים ואחרון לאחרונים. The first among all the first ones, and the last of all the last ones. Okay. Now we come to the Melech Evion. So what is going on with the Melech Evion? Melech Evion was written as a response to the Melech Elyon. Okay, we don't recite the entire piyut. Like in the Ashkenazi tradition for many generations, we just do just a little bit. Just a little bit. And we say this. What do we say? Shofet HaEmet. God is the judge of truth. Ma'abadav Emet. Ma'abadav is in Aramaic. Leme'ibad. Umasge leme'ibad tavevan ukshot. We say in the Brich Shmei, for example. Right? So what is leme'ibad or ma'abadav is it's actions, deeds. Because what you do in the ma'abadah, you research, but you hopefully do something, right? It's the same shorish as avad, a lab. Yeah. So avad is work. So hopefully in the lab you produce work. Actions are truth. עושה חסד ואמת. Okay, who says that? עושה חסד ואמת? David. David actually says that to the people of Yavesh Gilad in the book of Shmuel. ועתה יעש השם עמכם חסד ואמת. ורב חסד ואמת, okay, if you don't know that, then you probably haven't sang that enough in the enough times in Yom Kippur. Right? ורב חסד ואמת. Thank you. Okay. נתיבתו אמת. What is נתיבת? Right? We say נר לרגלי דבריך באור לנתיבתי. But what is נתיב? A lane. A lane? Okay, so when you say netivot, pathway, lanes, okay, fine. Netivato emet. So his way or his route is also of truth. Bechotamo emet. Where does it come from? Correct, because we say bechotam yad kol adam bo. Okay. I
still don't understand what's with the Melech Evion.
Oh, the Melech Evion. The Melech Evion is in contrast to the Melech Elyon, right? Oh, what? We missed the Bala Shachat. I'm sorry. We are the Evion.
Why bring it up?
Because it says over here.
It seems like you're a little bit.
Then I think this is the Melech Young is like an earthly king and contrasting.
Now, imagine,
So
Force it.
no,
That's right.
Why throw human beings into what we're talking about? No. Sure. The supreme.
This whole thing should be praised to Hashem.
Right.
who is the Melech Evion? No,
No, the kings.
A
regular.
regular king. Exactly, human king. No. Because God is so great and he's not limited in time and all that is
Right.
truth and honor.
The human-
In contrast to that, a human king is Bala Verad Shachat, right? Bala Verad Shachat, it means, okay, withers and descends to the grave, to the pit and to the netherworld, fatigued without satisfaction. I'm not so sure that I understand even what they're saying here in English, but obviously nothing. Yes. He is nothing. So sometimes you what? Yeah. So it's in a contrast. So you say why? Sometimes you want to make a point. When you want to make a point, you want to teach something and you want to make a point. That is also,
That was actually part of the feud that was created.
that is part of the piyut. But it was much more. It was like there was like a stanza parallel to each stanza in the Melech. But we don't do that. Numa ta'ufenu tardema ta'ofefenu tohu yeshufenu. Tenuma is to sleep, right? Okay, tardema ta'ofefenu. Tardema is deeper sleep. It's deeper than Pnuma. Pnuma is like a little nap. Okay, Tardema is deep sleep. Okay, Tohu Yeshufenu. What is Tohu? Tohu. Good. What do we see? Yeshufenu. Hu Yeshufcha Rosh ve'ata teshufenu Akev is what? The what? Where is pasuk? Hu Yeshufcha Rosh ve'ata teshufenu Akev.
Sounds like, no?
Before. No. Adam and Eve in relation to the snake. Snake. So God says the snake, Hu Yeshufcha Rosh, he's gonna smack you, step on you, whatever, on the Rosh. V'ata teshufenu Akev. Where are you going to be able to smack him? In the heel. Okay?
So,
Is to go down. Right? Yeshufcha Rosh. It's interesting. Like I want to know how to translate. What do they do right in the English?
They say blacken.
They say fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put them out like. Not someone else.
Yeah, no. They would
Let's
say
see what is it right here? הנה. ואיבר I will plant hostility between you and the woman, God says to the snake, between your children and hers, and man will strike your head, and you will strike his heel. Yeah? So, Tohu Yeshufenu is going to be stricken to the tohu. Tohu vavohu.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
I have a question. This image of the heel. hold
Yeah.
together, It brings up thoughts to me of Esau and Yaakov.
Yeah, to some extent. A little bit.
Is that?
What, a
Is
theme?
there, yeah. is
There's
there
a theme?
meaning in
Probably there's a theme about that, meaning that it's the head versus the heel. It's like, front versus hidden, It's yes. It's probably there's a theme about that in Tanakh. Okay. And okay, and then we go back to the Abel Melech Elyon, right? We said that we covered that. Shofet Adam Amad Melech. La'adei Adim Lo Melech Elyon. Okay, fine. So next week we will continue with Hashem Melech. Again, with Hashem Melech it's the same guy that wrote the same poet, Shimon Bar Yitzchak, and we can see that the practice was to make sure that the congregation is involved somehow. Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Imloch Olam Va'ed. And their response all the time, Hashem Melech. So the Chazan does, Kol Shinanei Shachak V'Omer Mat. All those words are tough.
Yeah.
Not everybody is like, can read all that stuff. And even if they read, they don't understand. So,
Right.
it's a one way to get the congregation involved is they have a simple response. Hashem Melech. Kol Shinanei Shachak Hashem Malach.
They say that, they understand.
Exactly. They understand that. It's something that, and because if they're not active,
Follows.
that's one possibility. The other one is they're going to talk. Either way, it's not good. Yeah. So, but you see from all those piyutim, look, the piyutim obviously made the tefillah much longer, which was the purpose, right? Because they felt that tefillah is not long enough. It's not.
It was much shorter than our century.
Correct. They did not. They did not. The most certainly did not live in our century. And by the way, this is there's a movement nowadays to get rid of piyutim.
Really?
People have less patience, and they said, like, what's the point? I'm just mumbling through all that stuff, and
Maybe they could just take the one stanza that's really good and just that. How do things change? Whoever, I don't know.
What do you mean, how things change?
They change. Let's say they left out good. Who would say?
You'll be surprised, like, what word, like, let's go one step. How those piyutim started? I mean, we talked about it a long time ago, but the piyutim, some of them go already to the 5th century. Okay, and we have, like, since then, piyutim, and by the way, there are piyutim who are being written even today. Right? After October 7th, Rav Rimon, for example, wrote a Kina, lamentation, Kinat Be'eri.
Do people say it?
I think in some communities they said it, like in the last 2 years already. Not on Tisha B'Av. On Tisha B'Av. We know, but the kinot are type of piyutim.
Right.
Right? After the Holocaust, there were a bunch of them that were written. Some of them made it actually into our even tradition here at Bet Jacob. The piyutim are attempts of giving meaning to historic events, to the feelings, to whatever, because the texts are not always okay.
Yeah.
So this is how it started. People like the Paitanim felt, okay, I need more. It's not enough. It's not like, it doesn't express what I want to convey. My people in the shul, they don't chop it with like, you know, the day and the themes of the day with the core tefillot. They need more. Okay? This is how it started. So some communities adopted those piyutim, and some communities said, oh, you know, I went to my brother's community and they had like a beautiful piyut,
Why don't we put
and
it
there was
here?
like whatever, and let's bring it here. And you know, so things whatever started spreading, whatever. There were tons of piyutim that were lost. Okay. By the way, when they opened the Gniza in Cairo, they found like enormous amount of piyutim going back like 1,000 years, and that some of them we're not even familiar with because they were like didn't become popular or whatever, or disappeared or whatever. Okay, go. Then print was invented, and things started to get like kind of somewhat organized, codified, and communities started to use the same siddur. Up until then, the sidurim were written by hand, so everybody had their own version. In my siddur, I put this piyut because that's what I'm used to. But the guy in New York didn't put that because they had like, you know, it's not that like also information traveled so quickly and so easily like today. Okay, so when the machzorim and sidurim started being printed, things started like publications and whatever, and things started flowing, and all of a sudden, all of Europe, you're starting to see like, oh, you know, that machzor or whatever. They did like, you know, there was a printing house in whatever, there was in Amsterdam, and there was Warsaw, and there was like here, and it was like whatever, all those places, not Warsaw, that was later, but Amsterdam,
Italy, I think.
Italy, of course, Padova, and they started getting into other communities, and people started using them. Much cheaper, much, you know, accessible. Okay, people starting using. Well, I'm used to this book, so I'm starting to use that piyut. And then I'm just making this up. And then the rabbi of the community says, well, we're all using this machzor already. Let's have one machzor for the entire community. And all of a sudden, so they say, okay, fine. So, okay, we used to say this piyut in our community, but so we'll change to this one. This one is good enough. You know, it's the same idea, whatever. It comes from a very holy community in a different city, whatever. It's fine. We'll use that. Okay, this is how things started to. Okay, then fast forward, and different communities had different tastes, and different rabbis decided, I like this, but I don't like this, and the chazanim like this, but he didn't like this, and whatever. All the and publications and editors and printers, they made decisions based on feedback and based on cost. So for example, one of the amazing things that we discovered, they discovered, researchers, I just remember when I saw that first time, that, so for example, so the cost was very high, the print, right? So what did they do? Sometimes they, you know, to save space. So if I have like a little bit of a space on the page, what are you gonna do? Okay, but if you don't have something shorter, because you have to do things in order. So sometimes you're gonna do like, you're gonna cut it. You're gonna cut it. Okay, you're gonna make a decision. You know what? I don't need all the alphabet. I'll do only half of it. Or I'm gonna put it in a smaller font.
Oh.
Right? Because I need to save space. I'm gonna put it in a smaller font. Guess what? 2 generations later on, people say, oh, it's a smaller font. It's probably not as important. So let's take this out. And not always, by the way, that the printers were like super knowledgeable. Many times they were business people. And they made decisions based on a million of other things, not necessarily. there's like a whole mishmash of things about our piyutim and what. One of the claims is that the piyutim that actually survived best are the ones that were attached to catchy tunes. And that's a valid theory because people associated, they knew it by heart, whatever. But those who were like less catchy tune, people didn't know the tune and the words are hard, so nobody even remember how it goes and whatever. So it's out. But if it's something that I remember and I sing and everybody sing like Hashem Melech or whatever, the stuff like that is that stays. So there's a lot of reason why certain piyutim, we have them in our machzorim. By the way, I grew up in Israel in a little shtibel, right? And we daven from Machzor Rabbah. Still exists.
Yeah.
And it's like that thick. It has tons of other piyutim that we don't have in this machzor. And by the way, the art scroll, has more than this one, a little bit. And the Koran has like variations on that also. So there's like, even like in our days, we see like they're shifting. And now the biggest thing in Israel in the last 20 years or so is minyanim, what we call minyanim me'oravim. Where you have communities, mixed minyanim, Sephardim, Ashkenazim together. So you have let's say you have a yishuv, you have a kibbutz, you have a moshav, you have whatever. They have one shul. Everybody's davening together. So fine, on Shabbat it's not a big deal. It's like, okay, I say nakdishach, he says nekadesh. Not a big deal. But on the high holidays, huge difference in the liturgy.
They have too many on it? No.
Many times, no, they want to be together. We said, like, why would we split?
We're here all together all year.
We all here all together by choice all year. So now on a high holiday, we're going to split? This is my best friend.
Do they have new machzorim for that?
This is my mechutan. This is my son-in-law. Like, Sephardim Ashkenazim, they get married. You have like the same family now. It's like, right? So what do? I gave a whole shiur about that once. So what they do in many, many times, and this is like what's happening, they do a mix. And they come up with a mix of piyutim, some the Ashkenazim, some the Sephardim together, together. So what do also, practically speaking? You're not going to do all the Sephardim and all the Ashkenazim. You get rid of some. So you do like the most popular ones, the best. Exactly.
The best.
The best of the best of the Sephardim, the best of the Ashkenazim, and you put them together. And guess what? There are already a couple of publications in Israel that do that now. Right? And you have machzorim for a minyan me'orav, and in 3 generations, people are gonna look and say, okay, that's, and all of a sudden, like some of the stuff that we have today in 2026 are gonna disappear in at least certain communities.
Right.
So that stuff is very dynamic. All that stuff with the piyutim is very, very dynamic. So did some of the stuff disappear over the years? Absolutely. Is the stuff that we're doing, some of the stuff is going to disappear? Probably. Is some of the stuff, it's going to stay like, now we have recording and we have like whatever and archives and all that kind of stuff, right? Some of the stuff, there's a very good chance that our grandchildren going to have different, different piyutim than what I have. And in 50 years ago, when I want to daven, 50, God willing, when I want to daven with my grandchildren, I probably will have to learn a lot of new liturgy, because there's a very good chance they're going to be in a minyan me'orav with Sephardim together and Yemenites and who knows what. And by all means, why not? So all that stuff is
What's the difference between piyutim and zmirot?
not much, nothing.
It's
the same thing. Zmirot are types of piyutim. Kinot is one type of piyutim. Krovot is one type of piyutim. Yotzrot is one type of piyutim, etc., etc. It's all piyutim. Okay? Some piyutim made it into the really core, some of our core tefillot, l'chadodi. Okay? There is no shul today that would think of cutting l'chadodi. But halachically speaking, you can. There's no problem with that. There's no difference. The minhag is a different story, but there's no difference from halachic perspective between l'chadodi and Hashem Melech almost. Yerushalmi, Nusach Yerushalmi, okay, they don't have that at all, l'chadodi. They start from, they have, sorry, l'chadodi they have. They start from, I mix it. They start from Psalm 29. Mizmor LeDavid. That's a different story. But Ana B'choach comes right after that. Right? Most places say Tfilat Nechunya Ben Akana. It's a piyut. Nusach Ashkenaz, old original Nusach Ashkenaz in Germany, whatever. It's not there. Look at Sidur Avodat Israel, the Redelheim, or the way you said Rödelheim. We have one here floating here, right? The Rodelheim. My grandfather used to use the Rodelheim. I used it. It's not there. So there are variations on a lot of things. That's stuff the piyutim, whether there's mirot, whether they're kinot, whether they're yotzot. Who says yotzot anymore? Nobody says yotzot. I grew up saying yotzot. In our little shul, they said yotzot. Nobody says yotzot anymore, but definitely not in Chutz La'aretz. So there are tons of piyutim. Some were lucky, to make it. Some not so lucky. Mao Tzu, one of the lucky ones. Yeah. But I don't know what's going to happen with Mao Tzu in a couple of generations, because only the first stanza is probably going to survive. How many people say all the stanzas? I get it. We say it also, but I'm saying like a lot of places, a lot of houses, they sang only the first stanza.
I didn't know there were other stanzas.
Here we go.
My son-
You just proved my point.
First, the last.
Okay.
If they sing and they all.
We just read about the first.
So that is dynamic, and you know what? It's fine. Because you know what? I always, the piyutim for me is the liturgical equivalent to minhagim. It's not the commandment, it's not the din. Okay, the din in Pesach says, I can't eat chametz. That's it. The minhag, for us at least, not to eat kitniot. Now, does it give meaning? Does it create family tradition? Does it whatever? Yes, whatever. I'm not getting into this discussion. Okay? But it's not the din. It's not the halacha. Same goes here. It's not the shema. It's not the amidah. It's not the core of the tefillah. The halacha, the din is the core of the tefillah, the shema, the amidah, whatever that is. This is a piyut. It gives the taste. If you go to Ashkenazi shul, it's different than a Sephardic shul. Why? Because of the piyutim. The shema is the same shema. The amidah is the same amidah. Okay, variations on the same. It's the same. The core tefillot are the same. The Tehillim are the same. Ashrei is Ashrei. What's different is the piyutim. That gives the taste. That gives the whatever, the kavanah, that gives whatever you want to call it. So when we come to both to psikat halacha, when somebody has a shaila or tefillah or any of that stuff, you need to separate. Not everything is the same thing, right? And once we understand that, we can create a structure that resonates with us. if I'm